Hey all, welcome to day 9 of our 40 days of AWS class. And I'm really thankful to you guys. You are joining here for the ninth day as well. And today we are gonna cover how to create RDS and how we can connect to RDS using third-party tools available to connect to our database. Like for this here demo, we're going to use DBEAVER. Okay. So to create RDS, we have to select RDS service, which is available on your dashboard. Once you click on there, you will get the dashboard, whatever the AWS database RDS service you are currently using there. If you are not using any, it will show you the blank there. Once you click on that create database, it will give you the prompt to create database, right? And there is a two option. One is standard and one is easy create. When you click on easy create, it will give you predefined and recommended settings. But for the demo purpose, I'm going to select standard create to showcase you all the settings available. For this testing purpose, we are going to create a MySQL database, but though you can see that on the screen there are multiple databases available. But for this testing purpose, we're gonna select MySQL database. And for Aurora database, I'm gonna create a separate class for you guys. But yeah, for now I'm just going to create a MySQL database. Here we have to select the edition of the MySQL, so I'm just taking a MySQL community edition here. And if you want, you can enable these hide filters so that we will see all the versions available in that that supports multi-AZDB cluster and your Amazon RDS optimized, right? So you can enable it and select that. But for this, I'm just selecting community version and I'm selecting that. And also, if you want, you can enable RDS extended support. It's a paid offer. So for now, I'm not selecting that. And there are three templates: production, dev and test, and free tier. In production, you will get all that parameters available. You can customize it as per your accordance. In dev, you have that, but some limited numbers. And for free tier, you can get the limited numbers only, but rest all that settings has been done by Amazon for you on your behalf. But for demo purpose, I'm selecting the production one here so that we can analyze all the fields, right? So first one is availability and durability. So this in this you can see that there are multi-AZDB cluster, multi-AZDB instance, single DB instances are available. So in production you can select those, but for our testing purpose I'm just selecting single DB instance so that I can avoid paying the cost for this. But we can learn everything which comes up with that. Okay. And next we have to give our database a name, and then we have to give a credential for that. Okay, so I'm just giving a credential as a self-managed credential here. So I'm going to pass on my detail, right? But you can manage in AWS Secret Manager as well. Okay, so here I'm passing credential as per my need, and make sure there is no special characters here, so it will work if you don't paste any special character in it. So once I set my password here, that's fine. Okay, so once we have done with our password, we are good with that. If you scroll down, yeah, next is instance configuration. So you can see that the instance classes support RDS optimized rights or include previous generation classes, everything. But and there are multiple flavors available. If you go click on standard, you will get that different flavors which is available for RDS instance. You can click on memory optimize, you will see that memory one, right? Similarly, you clicked on standard, you will see all the instances available. But for I'll choose burstable classes here because I'm going to create it within a free tier limit. So I'm select the D3 micro here. Next is storage. So this general purpose SSD GP2 is a optimized one and it's free, and I'm going with the minimum storage limit which is recommended for RDS. Okay, that is 20 GB. Yeah, next part is we are going to see how storage auto scaling here. So in RDS, if you set some storage auto scaling, so your RDS will maintain all this storage requirement up to that limit automatically. When your storage is about to consume, so about to like RDS database consume, so it increases the storage up to that limit. Next is connectivity. So for that there is two options: direct connect to EC2 instance or connect to an EC2 compute resource. So if you select that connect to EC2 instance, it will give you two options to create your EC2 instance. But for here I'm not going to create that, okay, and I'll explore all the options available. Okay. Next is part is we have to select our VPC, where we have to create our database. Make sure this you cannot change that VPC once you created it, so select it appropriately. And the next is we have to create a DB subnet group, so I'm going to create it. And for this demo purpose I'm making it publicly accessible, but avoid this like in your when you are working in your actual environment. Next is we have to either you can create your security groups for your database, or you can use that existing if you have any existing security group created. Okay, since I don't have any security group created for database, so I'm just selecting that. Next is any preferences. If you have availability zone, you can select that, but for now I'm skipping that part. Okay, so like it's a certificate authority optional part. If you for it, if you want to select, you can do that. Next is authentication, how you want to authenticate your database. So I'm just selecting the password based authentication, the password which we have just set it out. Next is enabling enhanced monitoring. So yeah, you can check that if you want. After every 60 seconds you can set that, but for this demo purpose I'm not selecting that enhanced monitoring. Next is we have to give a database option name. So we have to give your database a name, which is I'm just for demo purpose I'm giving database -demo here, but you can select any name with respect to your requirement here. Okay, yeah, let me do it, database -demo. I believe it won't take special characters here, but let me try it. If don't, I'll change it. Okay. Yeah. Next is we have to see our backup option here as well, enabling backup automated backup option. So you can select it. It will give you the backup from 0 to 35 days if you want to select it out, and if you want to select specific window, you can go that, but here I'm not going with that special windows. Okay. Next is we have to select encryption. If you want to encrypt your database, you can select encryption here using AWS KMS, right, key managed system. But for this demo I'm not going with that. Yeah, for the log export, you can select any logs, whatever the log you want to see for your database here in CloudWatch, you can select that. In that maintenance window, you can enable this maintenance window for your minor and minor version upgrade if you want to do that. So it will an automated process if you select that, right? If for demo purpose you want to uncheck it, you can do that as well, but I'm going with that only. Okay. Now, yeah, you can see some charges here, but since I selected D3 micro instance, it won't charge me anything here. So I'm just clicking on database. Okay, I need to change the name. Let me set it to demo DG without special characters here. Okay, demo DB. Okay, so now you will see this name when I connect to my database, right? So meanwhile my database is creating. We'll see once our database is connected, it shows here, but meanwhile it is getting created. We'll go to install some third-party tool like DBEAVER. You can use the same using to connect your database, right? RDS databases. So let me go here, let me click download. Once you go to that installer, you will see that installer page there. Let's go to downloads. Can see that it is there. You can click on next, you can agree, next. You just need to do next. A pretty simple installation. Okay, let me do install. Once it is installed, it will ask you to create your desktop shortcut in your desktop, so I'm just going to create that as well. So yeah, just be there for a minute, it will be installed really quick. So this is the tool we're going to use to connect our Amazon RDS using our endpoints. You will be seeing shortly what the endpoint is. We can use that to connect to our database, and once you connected it, you will see your database name which you have just set while creating your database. Okay, so it is set. Let me open that DBEAVER here. Yeah, so we can see that our database is available now. Yeah, it is created. So let me go to and select my endpoint which is there for our database. Before that, like, I just want to show you what all the different options available in our database. So you can see that this is our endpoint and this is the port where our database is. We can connect to our database, and you can see all the details where in which zone it is created and all details. And also we can see the security group here. So I'm just opening the security group to make sure we can connect. That is perfectly fine. Yeah, so let me open a security group. Okay, here you can see that. Okay, so this source is my IP, so automatically it takes my system IP, but I'm going to change that here, like, to go to anywhere, just in case the IP got changed in my system before refresh. So I'm just selecting it for demo purpose, so it is not recommended to give any like anywhere options to your database, to the public one. Okay, so let me go back really quick. Yeah, so here our other settings of database. If you go to monitoring, you can see that monitoring for your database, whatever at your current situation of your database, you can see that. You can see all the logs, events. You can see the configuration of your database here, whatever the configuration you have selected, right? So you can see that here. Okay. Even you can see that the connections also in your console once we connect to your database. Okay, so let me quickly go and try to connect our database what we have created here. So here you have to click on this database connection and you have to select your database which you have just created. Okay, now we are going to pass on our endpoint which we just got from the database what we have created, right? So just pass on that endpoint. You will validate your port number should be correct, and you have to give your admin and password here. So once you connected to your database, here you can create your tables, columns, whatever you want. Okay, but yeah, once you connected it, you can see, wait for a couple of seconds, you will see that your database connected here, right? And it may ask you to install some drivers, so you just click on next. It will install that, since in my system it is already there, so it is not giving me that prompt. Yeah, here you can see that your data, you are connected to your database, and you can see your database name here, DemoDB, right? So what we have just created. So that's all here. Next we are going to see how we gonna delete our database. So if you want to delete your database, how you can do that. Before deleting, just want to show you our connections which we have just connected. Okay, so that you can validate you are able to connect to your database using that DBEAVER, and you are using your credentials, right? So this is how you can see that. If you go to your database, and you can see that CPU utilization is increasing, current activities has been showing some data there, that there is some connections to your database, right? Even in your monitoring, you can see that you will see some utilization to your database, right? So you can see that there is some network connectivity to your database using that tool which we have just used to connect to our database. Okay, in the log and events, you can also see if what are that activities performed on your database, when your database created, restarted, or what you have the DB instance get created with that. You can see that. And in configuration tab, you can see all the configuration here. Okay, so now we are going to delete that our database, because that is all what we have in creation of as an RDS, and how we can connect to that, and how we can create it, right? So when I go to delete, you can see that there is a delete protection enabled. So I have to disable that while going to modify, and then I have to uncheck that delete protection from the database configuration. I go to the end, you will see that database delete protection enabled. So I'm just uncheck it and save it, modify my database instance. So now once it is done, I have disabled delete protection. I can go ahead and delete my database. So go to actions and click on delete database. Yeah, once you click on delete database, it will ask you to if you want to create a final snapshot. So for this demo purpose, I'm unchecking that, and I don't want to retain any automated backup. I'm just unchecking that as well. So I just acknowledging it to delete all the snapshots and all the automatic backups deleted along with this database. So I'm just clicking on delete. So it is deleting. Once it is deleted, it will give you a prompt that your database has been deleted successfully. So yeah, here you go, that it will delete your database, and you will get that detail here. So yeah, team, that's all for today in day 9 of our AWS class. So thanks for watching it. Thanks for being with me for this demo, and hope you like it. Please do share your comments if you have any, so that I can improve it on it. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for watching.